Humanity's eyes turned to the stars on an otherwise quiet night when a signal from deep space was detected. The discovery itself was almost accidental, picked up by a team monitoring cosmic background noise. At first, it seemed like a simple anomaly. But as the data was refined, analyzed, and cross-checked, it became clear this wasn't random static. It was structured. It had patterns, unmistakably complex. It was a message. Within hours, the discovery exploded across Earth's scientific community, buzzing with excitement and a trace of disbelief. For decades, humanity had listened, hoping for signs of life beyond their planet, wondering if they were truly alone. Now, that question had an answer that came not as a threat, but as an invitation. As details emerged, government agencies worldwide scrambled, some wary, others thrilled. The signal, upon closer examination, was crafted in a way that balanced familiarity with a hauntingly alien elegance. Encoded in mathematical sequences, universal constants, and intricate symbology, the message contained what was unmistakably an invitation for contact. But it was more than that. As layers were decoded, humanity uncovered something far more pressing, a request, simple yet profound, for help. This civilization, advanced beyond Earth's wildest imaginations, was in need. Questions mounted faster than answers. Who were they? What did they look like? What kind of peril would drive such an advanced species to reach out across galaxies? Scientists and linguists toiled tirelessly, attempting to extract every possible nuance. Data from the signal indicated it originated from a distant star system, a place humanity knew little about beyond its name and location. But the data was pristine. The aliens were asking for help, and they weren't just reaching out to a single species. This message had been crafted in a way that any civilization advanced enough to detect it could understand. As the realization set in, humanity found itself standing at a crossroads. This wasn't just a scientific breakthrough, it was a call for unity. A contact of this scale, a direct appeal from a species that had clearly transcended Earth's current capabilities, was unprecedented. There was exhilaration, yes, but also skepticism. Some feared it was a trap, a ruse to test or lure humanity into vulnerability. Others argued it was too risky. Earth could be exposing itself to untold dangers, inviting an unknown force into their lives. But beneath the debates and the caution lay something more profound, a sense of wonder. A direct plea like this, one calling out into the void to anyone willing to answer, held a note of desperation and hope. Humanity recognized this tone. It was almost familiar, echoing their own past struggles for survival and progress. Perhaps these aliens weren't so different after all. Perhaps they too, for all their advancement, had encountered a crisis so overwhelming that they'd turned to the stars, seeking aid from anyone who might answer. Scientists from around the globe huddled together, decoding the final portions of the message, working late into the night, driven by the weight of their task. At last, they pieced together the full transmission. It was both a warning and a promise, a warning that something catastrophic was on the horizon for this distant civilization, and a promise that those who helped would be welcomed as partners, allies in a struggle that could potentially benefit all intelligent species. The initial thrill of discovery gradually transformed into a heavy sense of responsibility. Should humanity respond? And if so, how? Was it their place to intervene in the affairs of beings they had never met, or even seen? Political leaders convened emergency councils, some arguing that Earth should focus on its own advancement first. Yet others saw a unique opportunity for connection, a rare moment to step beyond their world and participate in a larger story. The debate raged across every corner of the world, in boardrooms, at dinner tables, in online forums. Some voiced concerns about risking Earth's safety, or opening themselves to alien manipulation. But many felt the weight of the message's vulnerability, the rawness of a civilization uniting every last resource to reach out, simply hoping someone, anyone, would respond. Earth was no stranger to struggle. And in this plea, there was something unmistakably human. Finally, after days of intense deliberation, a consensus emerged. Earth would respond. The decision was made not out of naivety, nor blind hope, but out of a calculated willingness to explore, to push past fear in search of something greater. Humanity had faced countless unknowns before, and here was another one. Only now, they were reaching out, not for their own sake, but to lift another from the depths of crisis. With bated breath, Earth prepared to answer. Humanity mobilized like never before. Scientists, diplomats, engineers, and leaders from every nation gathered in a united effort. Space agencies across the globe worked together, pooling resources and expertise to ensure the response would represent Earth's best. In countless labs and think tanks, the brightest minds came together, combing through data, refining calculations, and designing technology to carry a message not only across space but across cultures. This wasn't just another signal, it was humanity's voice reaching out into the cosmos. The response itself would be more than just words. It had to convey intention, character, and promise. Earth's top linguistic minds analyzed the structure of the alien message, devising an equally sophisticated reply that blended mathematics, music, and visual codes into something universal yet deeply human. Scientists tapped into the full range of humanity's achievements, merging science with the artistry and imagination needed to make a connection truly alien in both form and spirit. Yet, each line was crafted with humility, a recognition that Earth was young by cosmic standards, its knowledge still expanding, its species still learning. As this message took shape, the world watched, each individual interpreting the unfolding events in their own way. Many were filled with awe, mesmerized by the idea of bridging millions of light years to connect with another form of life. Social networks exploded with excitement, speculation, and a renewed interest in the stars. For others, fear crept in, the thought of interacting with an unknown civilization and all the dangers that could entail. What if the aliens were hostile? What if responding triggered events Earth couldn't control? Skeptics and doomsayers voiced concerns, urging caution and questioning the wisdom of involving Earth in alien affairs. Still, most couldn't ignore the exhilaration of the moment. In the Council of Nations, representatives from all backgrounds debated the approach and tone. Some urged for an assertive introduction, one that would convey humanity's strength and resilience. Others argued for a gentler approach, emphasizing Earth's readiness to listen and learn, to approach their new allies with an open mind and a humble spirit. The decision-makers knew that this message would define how Earth was perceived, setting a tone for what might be the beginning of interstellar diplomacy. In the end, they struck a balance, a respectful yet confident introduction that expressed humanity's desire for peace and discovery. The message detailed humanity's history of curiosity, their hopes, and their willingness to join a galaxy of civilizations. Every sentence, every sequence was crafted to convey both intelligence and compassion, signaling not only capability but also the capacity to grow and to learn. When the final version of the response was complete, a sense of unity rippled across the planet. In a world often divided, this moment brought people together with shared purpose. The response was no longer just words, it represented a promise, a pledge to stand by this distant civilization and others who might reach out in need. Earth was ready to step into a role on the galactic stage, not as conquerors, but as collaborators. Finally, with a mix of pride and trepidation, humanity's message was transmitted. The signal, with all its layers of meaning and effort, was sent out into the vastness of space. Then came the waiting, an echo of suspense and hope, as Earth collectively held its breath, eager to hear the answer that would come from the stars. Days stretched into weeks, and humanity waited. Every scientific hub and news outlet kept its gaze fixed on the heavens, counting down the possible window for a reply. At first, the excitement was infectious. But as the days dragged on, the waiting turned to uncertainty, and uncertainty grew into anxiety. Questions floated everywhere. Would the aliens respond? Could they? Or had humanity's response simply drifted out into the vast, empty reaches of space, never to be answered? Then, without warning, the alien reply came through. Faster than anyone expected, the signal jolted every monitoring station with sudden urgency. In an instant, excitement flared up again, sending waves of exhilaration through both the scientific community and the public. This reply wasn't just a simple confirmation, it was detailed, intricate, full of data that humanity's best analysts scrambled to decode. The alien message began with expressions of gratitude, acknowledging the bold step humanity had taken in answering them. There was a tone of admiration woven in, as if they were awed by Earth's courage and willingness to respond despite the inherent risks. The aliens conveyed a somber respect for humanity's choice, recognizing that Earth had ventured beyond mere curiosity. They saw the risk Earth had taken and were honored by it. Then came the explanation, the reason behind their call for help. They revealed themselves as a civilization whose advancements spanned beyond human comprehension, their technology seemingly capable of things Earth could only dream of. But with all their progress, they faced an existential threat that their knowledge alone could not resolve. It wasn't an enemy in the traditional sense, but a cosmic event, something vast, impersonal, and yet devastatingly real. They had called out to the stars for this very reason, hoping that another intelligent race, perhaps one with a different perspective or fresh insight, might hold a key to their survival. Humanity's response had brought them hope, a spark they hadn't felt in a long time. The aliens shared glimpses of their culture, a way of life shaped by collaboration, by their collective pursuit of knowledge, yet now shadowed by an impending doom. They were a species that had thrived on connection, driven by a shared belief in the value of every life form in their cosmic neighborhood. And now, that unity was strained by the looming crisis. Their request wasn't only about survival, it was a call for partnership. They asked humanity not only for data or resources, but for cooperation. The aliens believed that Earth's perspective, its way of approaching challenges with adaptability and ingenuity, could be essential. They needed humanity's unique insights, their problem-solving skills, and more importantly, their willingness to stand by others in times of need. The transmission concluded with a cautious plea. The aliens understood that they were asking a great deal and that humanity's own safety could be at stake. They didn't expect Earth to rush to their aid without hesitation, but they asked for consideration, for thoughtfulness about what an alliance could mean not just for them, but for both civilizations. There was even a promise: if Earth chose to join, they would be treated as equal partners, welcomed fully into a galactic network of civilizations that the aliens themselves had fostered. If humanity agreed, they would be walking into something grander than any single species' destiny. The Council of Nations assembled in record time. Leaders from every corner of the world convened, their faces filled with both awe and concern. They reviewed the message in closed sessions, analyzing each word, each nuance. Some argued that Earth should extend its hand fully, embracing the unknown and stepping onto the galactic stage as allies. Others, more cautious, warned of the potential dangers. What if this alliance put humanity at risk, exposing Earth to threats beyond their comprehension? After all, there were still so many mysteries, so many unknowns about this alien race. But there was one truth they couldn't deny: humanity had been given a choice, a rare and powerful opportunity to help shape a future beyond their home. The decision weighed heavy on every delegate, every advisor. What they chose now would not only define humanity's place in the cosmos but would also mark their legacy as a species. And so, the world watched, waiting to see how they would answer. As the days passed following the alien message, Earth was caught in the grip of a collective contemplation. The weight of the decision that lay before humanity was felt in every corner of the globe. People from every nation, culture, and belief system wrestled with the implications of responding to the alien civilization's plea. For some, it was a clear moral obligation, an opportunity to extend compassion and aid to a species in dire need. For others, the risks were too great, and their concerns about the safety and future of Earth weighed heavily. The world was divided, but there was one shared truth: this moment would define humanity's future. In boardrooms, at dinner tables, and on social media, discussions raged. People debated whether it was humanity's duty to help another intelligent species. Some argued that by offering assistance, humanity could prove that their species was capable of something greater than survival, that they could rise above their own fears and insecurities, reaching out to others in their time of need. Empathy became the central argument for many, and appealed to humanity's core values of kindness and cooperation. If we can help them, we must, one scientist stated in a televised interview, her voice unwavering. "We can't turn our backs on a civilization reaching out for help, even if it means stepping into the unknown." Meanwhile, others were more skeptical. Political leaders voiced caution, citing the potential dangers of forging an alliance with an unknown species. "What if this is a trap?" questioned one prominent diplomat. "We are sending a message across the stars, but what if the aliens have other intentions? What if we risk more than just our own survival?" The fear of the unknown echoed across debates, with many calling for more time to gather information and assess the potential consequences. Governments weighed the safety of their citizens against the desire for interstellar diplomacy, calculating every possible outcome, trying to predict the unknown. Scientists were divided as well. Some were eager to dive into the opportunity, seeing it as the greatest intellectual adventure of all time. "Think of what we could learn, what we could achieve together," one prominent physicist said. "This is a chance to expand humanity's understanding of the universe in ways we could never imagine." Others, however, took a more cautious stance, advocating for a measured approach. "We need to understand the threat they face," they urged. "If we commit without understanding the full picture, we might be opening the door to a danger we can't control." As the debates continued, the public reaction grew more intense. People flooded the streets, took to social media, and organized peaceful rallies, urging world leaders to choose a path of compassion. Citizens expressed their hopes, dreams, and fears for the future. Across every nation, Earth's inhabitants grappled with the gravity of what was at stake. Would they stand together as one species? Or would fear and division tear them apart at the most crucial juncture in their history? Finally, the United Nations convened an emergency session to make the decision that would shape humanity's future. The leaders of the world stood before their people, each weighing the moral, ethical, and practical implications of their choice. The debates were impassioned. But as the hours passed, a consensus began to form. Earth, with all its divisions and complexities, would extend a hand to the alien civilization. It was a choice made not just out of empathy, but out of hope for a better future, a future where humanity could make a tangible difference beyond the confines of its own planet. "We choose to stand with you," the UN Secretary-General declared in a speech broadcast worldwide. "Humanity has always sought to learn, to grow, and to help where we can. We know the risks, but we also understand that this is a moment for us to step into a greater role in the universe. We will help however we can." The decision was met with a wave of relief and hope, though tinged with a healthy dose of apprehension. The public, while largely supportive, recognized the uncertainty ahead. Yet, in that moment, there was also an undeniable sense of unity. Across the globe, people understood that this decision, whatever the outcome, was a monumental step. The choice to act was a testament to humanity's capacity to rise above its own survival instinct and reach out to others. Preparations began immediately. World leaders, scientists, and diplomats began organizing to implement the decision. Resources were mobilized, scientific knowledge, technological expertise, and military coordination were all aligned to support the efforts needed to assist the alien civilization. Teams were formed, and countries began offering the best of their technologies, expertise, and manpower to the joint mission. The message sent to the aliens was clear: humanity was committed, not only to offering assistance but to building a lasting, meaningful relationship with their distant allies. The sense of anticipation that had gripped Earth now shifted into a feeling of resolve. People across the globe shared a collective awareness that they were entering an unprecedented era, one in which humanity's actions would have consequences beyond the Earth. The alliance, if it succeeded, would ripple across galaxies, altering the course of history for generations to come. As Earth reached out to the stars, it was no longer just a response to an alien plea. It was a reflection of humanity's courage, empathy, and unwavering determination to rise to the challenges before them, no matter how great the risk. Humanity's decision to join the alien civilization marked the beginning of something monumental, yet the path ahead was still shrouded in uncertainty. The weeks following the resolution were a whirlwind of activity. Earth's leaders and experts from every field worked tirelessly to build the foundation for a new era of interstellar cooperation. The gravity of the decision weighed heavily on many, yet there was an undeniable sense of anticipation, a quiet thrill in knowing that humanity was about to take its first steps into a broader, more complex universe. As the communication channels between Earth and the alien civilization remained open, the exchanges grew more frequent and detailed. The alien race, grateful for humanity's decision, shared further insights into their galaxy. They spoke of the worlds they had discovered, of the vast stretches of space filled with wonders and dangers alike. Their knowledge of cosmic phenomena, black holes, supernovae, and dark matter, was beyond anything humanity had ever imagined. But with this knowledge came the realization that the alien race, despite its advancements, was struggling. They needed Earth's help to face challenges far larger than any single species could confront alone. The aliens offered more than just facts, they shared the philosophies that had guided their people for eons. It was an invitation to join their culture, not just in a diplomatic sense, but as partners in the search for meaning, discovery, and survival. Through these communications, humanity's understanding of the larger universe grew exponentially, and the true scope of their potential in this vast cosmos began to crystallize. In the final transmission from the alien civilization, there was a profound shift in tone. No longer were they speaking merely of need, they spoke of respect. They commended humanity for its courage, its willingness to step into the unknown without fear, for the empathy that had driven their decision to help. The aliens recognized in humanity the rare ability to not only survive, but to thrive through cooperation, to sacrifice for others. Their words were a message of gratitude, acknowledging that this new partnership had the potential to reshape both their futures. As the message ended, there was a powerful, shared moment on Earth, an overwhelming sense of purpose. People everywhere looked up to the stars with new eyes, no longer seeing them as distant, cold points of light but as symbols of the connection they now had with another intelligent species. The weight of this new reality settled over the planet. Humanity was no longer alone in the universe. The responsibility was immense, but the potential for greatness was now just within reach. The first collaborative mission was planned with incredible focus. It would be the first step in a long journey, one that would require humanity to push the boundaries of their knowledge, their resources, and their understanding. The mission was not just about exploration but about establishing true cooperation with the alien race. There would be risks, challenges, and uncertainties along the way, but for the first time in history, humanity wasn't just sending its representatives into space, it was sending them with purpose, with a cause greater than themselves. The story ended with humanity standing at the threshold of a new chapter. The stars, once a symbol of unreachable distance, now felt closer, filled with possibility. There was still much to learn, much to overcome, but the future was no longer a solitary endeavor. Humanity had become part of a larger story, a story that would unfold among the stars, alongside new allies, in a universe that was as vast as it was full of hope. The journey ahead was uncertain, but it was also a journey they would face together, with courage, empathy, and the promise of a brighter future.